Hello and welcome to a bonus episode of Sean Can't Cook, but John can.
We are making cream cheese frosting.
We sure are. Now, this is enough for a 2-layer cake, for the middle, the top, the sides. If you are making a 13 by 9 cake or a loaf pan cake or a bundt or an angel food cake that you don't need a whole lot, you could cut this down by half or a fourth unless you want like some big thick layer of cream cheese frosting, or if you want some left over to just spoon and eat. And yes, I've done that.
Or you could just make a cream cheese frosting cake.
There you go. That's you're up. Trying to switch places here. He's coming up with the ideas. There are 4 ingredients in this.
What are they?
It can't get any simpler. They're right here.
Oh.
Look at them. This is 1 pound of confectioner's sugar, also known as powdered sugar, and it's been sifted. You must sift this sugar.
Because no one wants lumps.
No, right. We've talked about sifting in other recipes, which I'm sure you've seen on our other episodes.
Of course.
Of course. This is one, you really need to sift this. It can get lumpy, so I would sift the powdered sugar 100% of the time. 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 4 ounces of butter, 8 ounces of cream cheese. A mixer, if you have one, or a stand mixer. You can also mix this by hand. It's just going to take a little longer. And a spatula for scraping down. That's it. It's so simple. This guy is going to get behind the camera, and I'm going to put this all together. It's going to take no time, so let's show you how it's done.
So I have a question for you.
Okay.
What's the deal with room temperature butter? You're always asking me to put out a stick of butter before you do anything, and I'm running around the house getting the butter out of the freezer or whatever.
Yes.
What's the deal?
So I've done this before, so you know what he's talking about. I've called him and said, hey, can you stick out a stick of butter? I'm going to make X tonight. So he will do that for me. It should be at room temperature, if I got to mention that. The cream cheese and the butter. They've been out for about an hour or so to make sure that they're soft. It's so they mix more evenly. It's too hard to mix, especially if you're not using a mixer. This mixer could get through it, but if you're doing it by hand or with a hand mixer, and even with this, it's just better if it's softened, so it's just easier to blend. So in the mixer right now is the cream cheese and the butter, so come on over and take a look.
Sure, let's show them.
And we're going to get this started mixing. See how soft it is?
Oh my gosh,
it's blending together right away.
Right to work.
Now this, we don't have to worry about any gluten in this recipe because there's no flour. So this can be beaten on high. Fasten your seatbelts, kids. So we're going to scrape this down a little bit. Give it another whirl.
So that, you're always scraping the inside of our things in the blender here.
Yes.
Mixer. So is that just something you just have to scrape everything down? Right?
Yeah, you just want to make sure that, even a great mixer like this, which this is, things go up on the side. You want to make sure things are mixed in the bottom. And it's just good practice, with any mixer. So we're going to mix this for a little bit more. And that looks good. So we've got on low again. We're going to dump in the vanilla extract. And again, do it on low so it doesn't splash. We're going to do one more scraping. And again, this is because you want to make sure that the cream cheese and butter are blended. And of course it gets all over your hands, as you can see. And that's okay because you'll just have to figure a way to get that off of your hands. And that's good. Now we're going to start putting in the sugar. You don't want to put it in all at once. So I've got a measuring cup here. You can use anything. I'm just doing this so that I don't spill it everywhere. Actually, you know what? We're going to forget that.
Oh boy.
We're just going to pour.
We are living on
the edge. It's going to go. You're going to lose a little bit, and that's okay. So put about half in or so. Lock this in. Again, super low to start. We're going to blend this for about 30 to 60 seconds and scrape it down, so we'll come back and show you what that looks like. This has been going for about a minute. As you can see, the sides need scraped, of course. And we're going to add the rest of the powdered sugar. And we'll live on the edge again and just dump it in. Again, start off on low. Let it mix, and we'll come back and show you what it looks like.
It's starting to look like frosting.
Yes, it is. So now, let's get this off of here. Make sure we're getting everything blended. You don't want to have a lump of butter or cream cheese as somebody bites into this. That would not be good. So
that's a fail, everyone.
Sean is snickering over there. I think his mouth was watering too. He wants some of this icing. So another minute or so. You can blast this up a little bit. Maybe add some air to it, get it nice and fluffy. Let's just go for it. Top speed. And guess what? We have cream cheese frosting.
Well done.
So, let's get this here. This is what it should look like.
Mm-hmm.
Nice and fluffy. And if you're going to ice, you can do it out of there. But for presentation purposes, let's show you what this
I didn't know we were going to jump right back in. Well, let me close up here.
Yep.
So you can really see what it looks like going in the bowl.
Now this, on any cake, needs to be refrigerated, just so you know, because of the cream cheese. So,
oh, wow.
Nice and fluffy cream cheese frosting, ready for a cake.